So if you guys are not aware, this is going to be the treasure. It's been a while, right? The last treasure was like... When was the last treasure? 5 months ago? More than that, I think. So we're gonna check out Helms first. I just go to Helm. Helm, okay. So this is her by default. Okay, so you can see right here. So Helm skill 1, critical rate of normal attack increased by 14%. Nothing crazy right there, right? Affects all allies. Skill 2, damage to interruption pass increased by 3%. When full burst, all allies attack damage increased by 11%. Not bad. Alright, skill 3 is what you use her usually for, or the burst skill rather. You recover 54% of attack damage as HP for 10 seconds and also deal 1200% final attack as damage. So after favorite item skill, it looks like... Okay, still the same, critical rate increase. When full charge affects all allies, recovers 0.59% of caster's final max HP, fills burst gauge by 14%. Wow, okay, that alone might be good actually. Affects all allies. So all she needs to do is to attack with full charge. That means you don't have to spam shots anymore. In fact, you want her to full charge so that she fills burst gauge faster by 14%. Okay. Skill 2. Okay, so interruption still there. Interruption parts. When full burst affects all allies, attack damage increased by 27%. Okay, that's a lot of increase. Before this was 11.85%, now it goes up to 27%, almost 28%. And one more thing is activates when hitting a target with full charge, deals 178% of final attack as additional damage. Okay, very very good so far. We got burst gauge, we got recover, additional HP as passive, and we got attack damage increase. How about the burst skill? Okay, so before this was 1200%. Okay, after it become 8000%. 8,000! 8! Wait, she literally just get 8x the damage. Wait, how is that possible? Are you guys seeing this? That's a lot of increase. You just gotta favorite her to get 8,000. Okay, that's the most. That's the most one I've seen. I've never seen so much increase. 1237% after 8,000%. 8,000. That is a lot of... This has to be a typo, right? It has to be a typo. Recovers allies 54%. Okay, still the same. Okay. Affects self. Charge damage multiplier increase by 158% for 10 rounds. Her charge damage multiplier. The base stat is increased proportionately according to the skill multiplier. Charge damage multiplier increased by 158%. That means charge damage is going to be very important for her for a substat. That means she might actually be an OP DPS right now. Holy moly, that is kind of insane actually. So that's a lot, man. That's a lot. So Helm might actually be meta right now. Helm might be the new killer. Now, who is she going to be the killer of? I have no idea, but 8,000% is a lot. Okay, before this, you just use Helm as a healer. You just use her to basically heal as a burst tree, right? Now, she's definitely 8 times more. Okay, definitely a typo. Yeah, it almost feels like a typo, right? 8 times more. Okay, not really 8 times more, but from 1,002 to 8,002. That's a lot. Okay, let's have a look at let's not get ahead of ourselves. Who's the other one? Drake. Okay, Drake. Is Drake... Everybody loves Drake. Everybody loves his song. So let's talk about Drake, alright? Okay, so Drake is a very unique character. If you guys are not aware, she is going to be okay, so her first skill is what makes her really strong in terms of supporting her other allies. At full burst, everybody gets hit rate increased by 11.85% and attack increased by 11.85%. So both last for 10 seconds. So what happens after you favorite her? Hit rate increased to 20%. From 11.85 to 20%. Attack is still 11.85%. Okay, but she gets one additional thing. When entering full burst, affects all allies with shotgun. Attack increased by 63%. All shotgun allies gets attack increase. Activates when entering full burst. Affects all allies with a shotgun. Everyone just get attack increase by 63.88% and max ammo capacity increased by 50%. And this is a passive skill. It's not on her burst skill, it's on the skill 1. So that means all she needs to do is just enter full burst, and now she's essential for shotgun team. Shotgun team is the new meta. Okay, I like that. That's a lot of boost. I think this is the definition of power creep. Okay, this is too much of a power creep. Okay, let's see. Skill 2. Okay, skill 2 sucks balls. It doesn't do much. Let's see how they're gonna improve this. After 10 attacks, affects 3 enemy units with the lowest remaining HP. Deal 98% final attack, whatever, right? It's a little bit of a damage right there. So after activates 10 normal attacks, affects 3 enemy with the lowest HP. Still the same. Deal 98.55%. Okay, still the same, but she has one additional thing here. After 5 normal attacks, affects 1 enemy unit with the lowest remaining HP and deal 201% of final attacks damage. So she's gonna do extra damage on the skill 2. Again, very very good for a passive skill. Okay, how about her Drake special, the burst skill, right? As you can see, she does 1254% final attack, increase to 3000%. Okay, way more realistic, double the multiplier. But compared to Helm 1, this is not as crazy, right? From 1200% to 3000%. Okay? Max ammo capacity of herself increased by 72%. Still there, but she also get attack damage increased by 31% for 10 seconds. Okay. Okay, she might be crucial and essential for shotgun teams now. Now, can she carry all the shotgun teams to... Because now the shotgun team is going to be what? It used to be Blanc and Noir. Maybe now you put her in. You put Bunny Soda, right? And then you put Maid Privati. And then you go with Leona and Tove. Alright, very very interesting. Skill 1 is very good for shotgun team, man. And of course, there's no is there a Pilgrim shotgun outside of Isabel? No, right? But yeah, maybe later on when more Pilgrims come with shotgun, she might actually be one of the better support for those, right? So Drake is kind of insane. If you look at it, it is going to be very very insane. Okay, next up, let's talk about everybody's favorite drink, milk. Okay, so milk sucks balls, alright? Everybody here knows. She's a 40 seconds burst 1. Why would you use milk when Litter exists? Why would you use milk when The Killer Wife exists? Nobody use milk when Dorothy exists. But now, can somebody use milk? Alright, skill 1. 2 allies with the highest attack. Increased attack by 31%. So after favorite item, still 3 ally units with the highest attack, increased by 31%. Okay, instead of 2, it becomes 3. Activates at the start of the battle, affects self. Cooldown of burst skill decreased by 20 seconds continuously. She becomes a 20-second burst 1 now. Let's go! So now she's a 20 seconds burst 1. Okay, because she minus 20 seconds off her own burst because of this passive. Let's go! She might actually... Okay, wait, this is an insane buff though. 31% increased attack for 3 ally units with the highest attack. She might not work in a Cinderella team because Cinderella doesn't have the highest attack. Usually she scales off HP. But she's now a 20 seconds burst 1 cooldown. Okay, skill 2. Activates when above 80%, affects all allies. Everybody's critical damage increased by 11%. Now, still the same, and alongside with that, activates when attacking with full charge for 10 times. Every ally's cooldown of burst skill decreased by 2.83 seconds. She literally has CDR now. She has CDR. I never thought she would get CDR. She have cooldown burst skill decreased by 2.83% when she full charge 10 times. So you gotta use her with 10 times full charge. That means charge speed is gonna be so important for her. The more charge speed she has, the more she's able to full charge 10 times. And therefore, the more she can reduce everybody's CDR by 2.83 seconds. Okay, very very impactful right there. Okay, the last one, the burst skill. Enemy with the highest defense deals 367% as damage. Okay, still the same, 367% as damage. Okay, she doesn't do that much damage. Affects all allies, recovers 16% of attack damage as HP over 10 seconds. Still the same, okay, but potency of HP restored increased by 75%. So potency is basically the amount of healing you get is increased by 75%. So she might have the healing capabilities. I think she's fixed now, right? She has attack boost, which she can buff 3 allies with 31%. She's now at 20 seconds cooldown, burst 1. She can heal. She can also increase critical damage, and she also has CDR. All her issues are fixed now. Now is she meta though? Is Litter still the milk killer? We need to find out. I don't think she's gonna surpass Litter, but she could be an option. This is kind of crazy. Okay. Alright, so we saw Milk, we saw Helm, we saw Drake. And there's a last one that we haven't seen. And that is going to be... So Miranda is the burst one. She doesn't have CDR as well, so let's see if she gets it this time around, right? She might actually just straight up just gets it. Skill 1 activates after landing 30 normal attacks. Every allies get hit rate increased by 5.44% for 5 seconds. Is it still the same? Still the same. Okay, so the other skill 1, after landing 30 normal attacks, all allies with submachine gun increase hit rate by 3.7%. Okay, still the same, but now she gets one additional thing. Activates after landing 30 normal attack, affects self, increase attack by 50% for 5 seconds. Why? Man, why is it herself though? I don't think she do much damage. I wish this was like buffing someone else. So she buffed her own attack by 50%. Okay, whatever. So that's the first thing that she gets on skill 1. Okay, skill 2. At the beginning of the full burst, all allies critical damage increased by 32%. Okay. Still the same. Okay, so nothing changed there. 32% for 10 seconds. When entering... Wait, activates at the beginning of full burst. Activates when entering full burst. Okay. And she also get one more thing. Affect self. Critical rate increased by 30%. Attack damage increased by 23%. Are they trying to make her like a DPS? Miranda is a DPS now. She gets attack increased 50% here. She gets critical rate increased by 30%. She gets attack damage increased by 23% for herself. When enter full burst, affects one ally unit with the highest attack, except for caster, which is herself, including the caster if there are not enough allies. Critical rate increased by 85% for 1 round. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So now, the last one. Burst skill. Now, if you guys used Miranda back then, she pairs really well with Snow White, the OG Snow White, right? The regular one because of her crit rate and crit damage buff and stuff. So affects one ally units with the highest attack. This is going to be Y, right? She affects one ally units with the highest attack, and she increased that particular unit's attack by 40% and critical damage by 56%. So now, affects 2 ally units with the highest attack, except caster. Attack increased by 40%, critical damage increased by 56%. So instead of 1 unit, now she buffs 2 units. Okay, I think she is alright. She could be an option for some players who don't have CDR, but I don't think you use her over any other CDR characters because she doesn't have any. Right? I just don't really see the logic here. There are some exceptions that maybe you can use her in like very niche teams, but I don't think this is enough to justify using her over... So yeah, okay, she increased attack by 40% for 2 ally units. Why would I use her when the character that we just checked out, Milk, can increase 3 ally units by 30%? Right? Is 2 ally units 40% better than 3 ally units 30%? I don't think so. I think Milk makes more sense. And Milk is on the passive skill, right? She doesn't need to burst. So I think Milk is better. If I have to pick between these two, right? For burst 1, between Milk and Miranda, I feel like I'm gonna go for Milk. But as for Helm versus Drake, that one is like kind of rough, right? I feel like Helm probably has more usage because Drake is still shotgun team centric. If you don't have shotgun team, she's not that useful, right? But Helm might be the multi-purpose character right there. But yeah, I am actually surprised actually. They are all really, really strong. They can do quite a lot of damage right there. Kind of insane.